Hi, Providence parents and students. I'm Jesse Kraft, proud principal of Providence, and I'm here to tell you about the ThinkShare event we had and the high-level thinking skills kids use here at Providence. You're about to watch this exciting video that does a few things. One, we're going to show you a few terrific examples of ThinkShares kids did during our ThinkShare event. Another part is going to educate our parents a little bit about what the patterns of thinking are. And finally, kids, stay tuned for the end because I'm going to make a couple points about how your ThinkShare can translate into real-life great thinking. Stay tuned. But first, I'm going to let a few of our SCA officers explain to you what the patterns of thinking are. Stay tuned.
Distinctions is the idea that ideas are different from each other. Dogs are distinct or different from cats. The Earth is different from other planets. There are differences between the presidents. It's a simple idea. Distinctions are everywhere.
Systems is the idea that everything in the universe has parts. The regions of Virginia, layers of soil, a piece of music, anything and everything is a system.
Relationships is the idea that there are connections between ideas. There's relationships in nature, in politics, and in real life.
Perspectives is when you look at an idea from different points of view. You can look at a problem from different people's perspectives. We can look at a school from the perspective of learning, and then we can look at the school building from the perspective of safety. You can use different perspectives on anything.
So those are the 4 patterns of thinking that we use at Providence. When you know how to use them, you can have deeper ideas about what you're learning. The ThinkShare is where all of the kids in the grade take an idea they learned about in school, make a mental model out of it with simple objects, and share it with other students. The mental model uses the patterns of thinking, DSRP. By sharing our thinking skills this way, we can help each other get better at using the thinking skills.
So, we held our ThinkShares and kids showed some amazing displays of thinking. Then we asked just a few of the kids, out of over 100 kids, to come down and show it for this video. Now, are these the best ThinkShares of the entire grade level? No. There were so many, and if we would have used them all, this would be one long video. But these are really good examples of how kids are using the patterns of thinking. Check this out.
Hi, my name is Olivia, and my ThinkShare is about what King George, the Indians, and the colonists thought of Virginia. The patterns of thinking I used was perspectives. The colonists wanted to be free from England, and they wanted to also have a new home, and so they moved to Virginia for that. The Indians thought since they were there first, the land was theirs, and they wanted everyone to disappear and go back to normal. And King George only wanted the colonists to be there so that he could get all the gold and be well known. When all their problems and ideas came together, Virginia turned out to be the homeland of the Indians until the colonists took over.
Oh, I'm Pablo, and this is my mental model on the Revolutionary War. This is George Washington, commander of the Continental Army. This is Lord Cornwallis, commander of the British Army. The Declaration of Independence, written by Thomas Jefferson. And this is Battle of Lexington and Concord, the first battles of the Revolutionary War. And this is the Battle of Yorktown, the last battle in the Revolutionary War. And I was using systems for my mental model.
Do you see what's going on here? The kids are using the 4 patterns of thinking to organize their thoughts and explain how they put it together in their head. We think if we can teach them how to organize their thoughts when they learn stuff in school, they can go out into the real world and they can organize their thoughts to think critically about all the challenging things that they're going to be exposed to in life. So the goal is, once they leave Providence, they don't just learn SOLs, they don't just learn the curriculum, they learn how to think. And they're practicing it on the curriculum. Let's watch some more.
Hi, I'm Marin, and I'm going to be sharing my thinking on the layers of the atmosphere. The first layer of the atmosphere is the troposphere. The troposphere is made out of nitrogen and oxygen. We live in the troposphere, and airplanes fly in the troposphere. The second layer of the atmosphere is the stratosphere. The stratosphere is also made out of nitrogen and oxygen. Airplanes also fly here, and in the top edge of that stratosphere, there's a layer called the ozone layer. The ozone layer protects the Earth from the sun's harmful rays. The third layer of the atmosphere is the mesosphere. The mesosphere is made out of nitrogen and oxygen like the troposphere and stratosphere. In the mesosphere, meteors burn up before they fall to Earth, and it's the coldest layer in the atmosphere. The fourth and final layer of the atmosphere is the thermosphere. The thermosphere is made out of layers of nitrogen, oxygen, helium, and hydrogen, and satellites and space shuttles fly around the Earth here. I use distinctions on my thinking about the layers of the atmosphere. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Eliza, and I'm doing inferencing using the book Three Little Pigs. But first, you take the clues from the book, and so the first clue is that the first pig made his house out of straw. My background knowledge on that is that straw does not hold the house very well. So my inference is that the wolf will come blow down the house and eat the pig for lunch. That's my thinking on inferencing using systems. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Connor, and today I'm going to show you my mental model of the ocean floor. Here we have the land, the continental shelf, the continental slope, the abyssal plain, the magma, which sometimes a crack will open up in the ocean floor, and the magma will seep out, mix with the water, and form an island. Here we have an oceanic trench, which is also known as an abyss. And I used systems to show you the ocean floor.
Hi, it's me again. We have a few more, but before we watch the final ThinkShares for this particular video, think about something. Some people might look at these and wonder, why aren't the projects prettier? Why didn't we have bigger materials? Why didn't we work on them at home? Why didn't we come in, and why didn't this feel like a traditional project kids do at school on poster board or a diorama or that kind of thing? That's not the point. The point of a ThinkShare is for the kids to practice organizing their thoughts using the patterns of thinking. They could have spent hours making a pretty project, but I don't know if all those hours would have translated to deep learning about the topic, or if it would have translated to building a habit for thinking skills that you can use anywhere. So that's why these look a little scrappy. Literally, we're just trying to get into their head and they're coming up with a representation, and that'll help them in life. Watch the last few.
Hi, my name is Zoe, and I'm going to be showing you my mental model of water molecules and the solid, liquid, and gas of them. At the moment, it is a solid. It is called ice. Because of these hydrogen bonds marked by the H, they are able to float on water, which is the liquid, and are also easily breakable by human teeth. This is the water molecule itself, consisting of 2 hydrogen atoms which have a slight positive charge, and 1 oxygen atom which has a slight negative charge. Because of that, when it's in its water form, which means it's easily flowable, it's a liquid, so you can dissolve it. It is able to dissolve things like sodium and chlorine, which have positives and negatives, like so. As you can see, marked blue is positive, green is negative. Because the hydrogen atoms, which have a slight positive charge, go around the negatives, while the oxygens, which have a slight negative charge, go around the positive, separating the 2 different types of atoms. Finally, there is the gas. The gas has like very, very few molecules, and moving at such an incredible speed, you can barely see them. I use distinctions and relations to determine between the solid, liquid, or gas of water molecules.
Hi, my name's Enrique, and I'm doing my thinking on the Battle of Saratoga. When John Burgoyne was trying to march his troops down south to New York, he found that he couldn't do that because General Horatio Gates was in the way. So, in order to get to New York, Burgoyne had to fight Gates for 3 days, and Burgoyne lost. And he was forced to surrender to Gates. Burgoyne was very embarrassed that he had to surrender. British General Patrick Ferguson was certainly not happy, and we must know that the king was really mad when he had to have the news of his surrender written out. So when Gates had the sword given to him, he was happy because this was his first victory. Benedict Arnold, the most famous traitor in American history, was happy, but he wanted all the credit. Washington was also happy, but he did not like Gates. So he relieved Gates of his command because he just simply didn't like him. And this is my thinking of the Battle of Saratoga using perspectives and distinctions.
Those were awesome. Kids, this last part is for you. Now that ThinkShare is over for many of you, I want you to know that we always use DSRP, not just during ThinkShare. People use it in real life. People who change the world use it in real life. Let me show you what I mean. In real life, if an engineer builds a road, He needs to realize that the road is actually part of a system of roads, and that's how he'd make it safe and make it be efficient with traffic. Let's go on to another example. You all know the story of Dr. Martin Luther King and how he changed the world, one of the greatest Americans we've ever had. But his skill in thinking was looking at the relationships between people and how they could be. He used relationship thinking. And speaking of relationship thinking, some great group of engineers realized that you could take cell phones, cameras, and the internet and find a relationship between them and come up with a device like a smartphone. Literally a billion-dollar idea. So, as you can see, thinking happens all the time, not just at school, not just during ThinkShare. I challenge you, no matter where you are in life, no matter how old you are, think about distinctions, systems, relationships, and perspectives, and you will be a deep thinker and be seeing things in a whole new way. Keep it up. Can't wait to see what you're thinking.